Hello, Amusement Park Portal. Welcome to our blog, our video blog here. Well, it's been an exciting week. Lots of new news in the industry, and we've got a lot to talk about. So let's go. We're going to start out with Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point. It had its first riders. That's right, Mr. Tony Clark and his assistant, I guess it was, took a ride on Top Thrill 2, and they look literally blown away. So I'm excited to ride this thing. How about you? This is looking like a great coaster. It's really going to be good for the park. I'm just excited to watch it, or ride it rather. Unfortunately, there's a lot of upset people out there. The park has announced its season pass previews coming up here. I believe it's April 28th, 30th, and then May 1st and 2nd. They have different preview dates for different passes, so check their official website out for all the official information regarding that. A lot of upset people being that if you have, they changed the pass structure this year. They, instead of the platinum pass, now you have to buy the gold pass and do the all park add-on. So what the park has done this year for their season pass preview is, well, if you're a gold pass or higher holder or prestige, you get to attend the park for the preview of Top Thrill 2. However, if you have a gold pass from any other Cedar Fair park with the all pass add-on, you are excluded from this event. So, like a lot of people, like myself, we're between kind of in like the triangle. I got Cedar Point here, I got Canada's Wonderland here, Michigan Adventure here, and Kings Island here. So I just buy my pass out of whichever offers the best deal. And at the time when we bought our pass, Canada's Wonderland was offering the best deal. So we purchased our pass out of Canada's Wonderland, and being that we did that this year, we are excluded from the pass preview, which is kind of a bummer. That's the case with a lot of people. Now, I totally understand why they're doing it. It's for Cedar Point, that's their thing, but they should also offer a day or two for people that have the all park add-on as well, because we frequent the park too. So one park that's not limiting pass holder previews is Kings Island. Their pass holder preview day is scheduled for the 19th of April. That's coming up here in just a couple weeks. We will be there for that one, and the opening day is the following day, the 20th, to attend the park for the preview and official opening day. Now, just to give you a heads up, the new coaster, the Snoopy's at Soapbox, the Family Boomerang coaster, will not be open for opening day. That's scheduled to open a little bit later in the spring. But I am going to share you some pictures here of the new Soapbox Racer coaster. The train has arrived, and wow, this thing looks remarkable. I'm loving this train. I'm not a huge Snoopy fan, to be honest with you, but this train looks awesome. And this is going to be a great addition to the park. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for this one to open at Kings Island. So we're going out there opening weekend, as mentioned, but we will be returning a few times throughout the season to check out this new coaster. In other news, Valley Fair has announced the return of Valley Scare after a 2-year absence. Wow, this is big news for the park, because this was their busiest time of year, was Valley Scare, and they had removed the event. If I remember correctly, it was because they were having problems with teenagers in the park causing issues. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I believe that's why. It would always kind of amaze me why they would remove this event from it was their most popular event, which was kind of boggling to me, but it's back after a 2-year absence, so make sure you check out Valley Fair this fall for their Valley Scare event, which they're going to have several haunted houses and other events to go along with it. Over at Kentucky Kingdom, T3 is finally being removed. That's right, there's been pictures floating around of a crane on site removing the pieces. This ride is listed on a ride broker website as reserved, meaning somebody's put a deposit down on this ride and they want it. So where could it be going? I don't know. I'm guessing probably overseas somewhere. After looking at all the parks in the country here, I'm not really seeing a lot of parks that could use one of these or that already don't have one. So my guess is overseas. I mean, what do you think? Let me know down below where you think this is going. And speaking of Kentucky Kingdom, I don't know if we mentioned it in our last blog or not. They have announced they're having an annual Christmas event, kind of like Kings Island's Winterfest. They're kind of bringing something like that there. Now, it doesn't look like a lot of rides are going to be open for this event. I know they have like the antique car ride's going to be going and maybe a couple of the kiddie rides. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, any of the major coasters are going to be open, but they are going to have a lot of lights, a lot of shows, and holiday themed events going on in the park. So it looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to try to get down there this year to check this one out. This is great for the park. They've been looking to extend their season, and this is a perfect way for them to do it. Good for them. So let's go over to King's Dominion. Their 2025 attraction is starting to take shape. That's right. If you've been to the park, you've seen that they have construction walls all over that section of the park where the former volcano coaster used to be. And just the other day, footers started sprouting up. Well, this spring, some places sprout flowers. King's Dominion sprouting footers. So this is totally exciting. Now all the rumors point to this being like a kind of like the Valraven at Cedar Point, one of those type of coasters. But we'll see. No official announcement by the park as of yet. Also, Intimidator 305 is no more. We talked about that, how it has a new placeholder name, Intimidator Project 305, and it has cheetah print like decal over the sign. So look for a name to come for that, new theming, and I'm expecting new paint as well. Going to be hitting up that ride next year. So hoping to get out to King's Dominion this year. I wasn't able to make it last year for various reasons. So this year we're definitely planning on. We're going to be hitting some parks hard this year. So King's Dominion is in that mix. All right, Marineland, a little north of the border here. It looks like it's going to be closing. I mean, the parks come out and said, no, that's not true. However, if you go on their website, you can't buy tickets. There's no calendar. Season passes are removed from the site. They're not hiring anybody. And rumors of the staff being laid off are floating around too. I mean, this park has kind of been on my bucket list for a long time because of the Dragon Coaster, but I also hear it's just kind of an odd park. You have this huge park and like attractions are like spread out. It's like quite a haul between attractions. And then the animal exhibits they have there too, the controversy that's been going along with that. So I'm curious to see what's going on with this park. Hopefully it reopens. I really do hope it reopens. We're going to be up in that area at a couple times this summer for Canada's Wonderland. So we're getting back up into Canada. And I'd like to swing by that park and check it out. I've never been there. So yeah, good luck to Marineland. I hope everything works out for them, but it's not looking good. All right, down in Vegas, a new SpongeBob Dark Ride has opened in Las Vegas at Circus Casino. Now, interesting enough, this is not part of the amusement park, the Adventure Dome. This is outside the Adventure Dome in the casino, and it's a separate ticketed attraction. So looking into it, it's kind of crazy. They want $20 per ride to ride this dark ride. Ouch. I love dark rides, and I'm sure I'll probably pay the $20 to check it out, as will a lot of other people. But $20, that's a little steep. You would think that maybe if you had the wristband for the Adventure Dome, which is already, over $50, I think $60 if I'm not mistaken, that would include it, or you could add it on as an upcharge of some kind. But no, $20 a person to ride the new SpongeBob Dark Ride. Wow, yeah. We're going to be going through there as well over the summer, so might have to check that out, and I'll let you know how it is. Six Flags Great Adventure opened up a few weeks earlier than normal this year. Lots of positive changes are taking place in the park. There's that walkway, if you're familiar with the park, over by those circus tent looking buildings that's been kind of blocked off for, ever since I can remember. Apparently, it was open years ago, before my time at the park, but they've reopened it and they've put like kind of like a legacy brick walk on the ground there too, where you could purchase a brick. Well, you know, a lot of parks seem to be doing this now. I know Indiana Beach is doing it, Cedar Point. There's a couple other parks out there doing this. So Six Flags Great Adventure is doing the same, where you can purchase a brick and they'll put it down in there and they'll give you a map showing, you know, where the brick is. And they also have a new meet and greet area for the Looney Tunes characters. And it looks like Six Flags in general is kind of rolling out more of the characters this year for people for meet and greets, which is awesome. You know, it's great. It was kind of hit and miss before when you could catch a Looney Tunes character. You'd see Bugs walking around here and there, but it's great that the park now has a specific area, and they have times there too where you can meet specific characters. They're in the front of the park, kind of near the fountain area there. The Best of the West restaurant has reopened to the public. Now, as you know, last year, it might have been the last 2 years actually, that has been a pass holder lounge. Now, they do have some kind of weird VIP or reserved area in there. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find out if that is reserved for pass holders. Let me know in the comments down below if you know the answer to this, because I can't seem to find an answer from the park or anybody that's been to the park. You know, so I'm glad that restaurant's reopened. They really needed a good indoor sit-down restaurant in the back of the park there in that area. So good news there. No news on the log flume. The log flume is still kind of in the same state it was last year. Now the park claims that it's going to reopen this year, so we'll see what happens there. The new Safari Jeep ride has reopened at the park. You can board that inside the park. Takes you through. Now you can also, if you don't want to go into the amusement park, you also have the option to go through and the Safari. You can park your car over there and they will take you through themselves on a Jeep without going into the park. I'm not sure what the fee is for that, but that is an option if you're not going into the park. Flash construction is moving along. There's lots of footers in place. There's been lots of work going on with that as well. It's expected to go vertical anytime. Track is on site, kind of laying underneath Nitro there. You know, we were going to head out there for spring break, but oh my gosh, the weather this year sucks for the park. It has rained quite a bit this spring. So we weren't able to make it out there for that. But yeah, that's unfortunate with the rain, but things are looking up for this park. It's really looking good, and I can't wait to get back out there. Not far from Six Flags Great Adventure is Hershey Park. Their new Skyrush trains had premiered, and nothing but positive vibes on this ride now about the new trains. They are very comfortable from what I hear. You don't get that like crushing. Remember it went by the name Thigh Crush? Well, I guess that's changed now. Now it's very re-rideable from what I hear. The new strengths are comfortable. You actually get some airtime on it now, as where before it kind of restricted that a little bit. So, and I'm hearing the lines are long, you know, for it because of this, but that's good. I'm glad. Nothing but positive things. And then the new station too has lighting effects on the ceiling, kind of like these lights are an arrow shaped. They have a sound effect in there. Sounds like an airplane rather, taking off, and that, which is pretty cool as well. I love Hershey Park. Such a great park. Definitely planning on hitting that. Like I said, we're hitting a lot of parks this year, guys. So be watching our YouTube channel for videos. We're at Lake Compounce. They had a group of enthusiasts come in recently to show off the new Boulder Dash track. Quite a bit of it's been retracked. Wow. I mean, it's a great ride to begin with. If you've ever been on it, you know it's all in the woods. The only part that's really out by the midway is just before the station there. They got a couple little airtime hills, the station, and the lift literally goes into the forest. So it's pretty cool. Really good coaster. Lots of airtime on that coaster. So I'm glad this park is taking care of this coaster. It's such a gem of a coaster, and it's just a lot of fun. Interesting news coming out. Darien Lake, this is the first. Their Boomerang coaster, which has been there for quite a while, is getting new track sections put on it. I never knew they would do that to a boomerang coaster. It just sounds kind of weird to me, but yeah, look. Park posted this picture here. Sections of the boomerang getting replaced. Track has been arriving, and I'm sure it'll open soon. I mean, there's really not a lot to a boomerang, so I would expect it to open in the spring sometime. Now, the park hasn't come out and said anything official as to when it's going to open, but kind of funny, a boomerang coaster getting retracked like that. But hey, cool. I'm glad. Good news for that park. Let's go down out west, rather. Universal Studios Hollywood is constructing their Fast and Furious coaster. And it's gone vertical. The first few vertical portions have gone upright over here in the last week or so. And I watched the POV of this coaster, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, it looks like it really focuses on speed, which makes sense. That fits right in with the Fast and Furious theme. And it looks pretty lengthy as well. I'm really excited to get out there. Unfortunately, we're going out west this summer. It's not expected to open, I don't think, until the spring of next year, if I heard correctly. So unfortunately, we'll be missing it. But wow, we'll definitely be bringing you some pictures. And by that time, I'm sure a lot more of it will be up, and we'll be sharing that with you. So awesome. Carowind's Project Sparrow plans have been revealed, and it's not what everybody thought it was going to be. I know everybody was thinking, new coaster. Well, they're kind of right. Basically, it's a revamp of the Camp Snoopy area, and includes a new family coaster, which is supposedly supposed to be identical to the one Canada's Wonderland just opened up last year, the Snoopy coaster there. So, which interesting thing on that, Canada's Wonderland, you cannot ride it unless you are with a child. So I'm curious to see if Carowinds carries that rule over to this. But yes, there's going to be several new themed flat rides and that, and eateries. So I'm excited to see that that park. It's been a few years since I've been out to Carowinds. I definitely want to get out there again. Six Flags has been teasing the "We Like to Party" song on several of the park's websites. Could that mean Mr. Six is making a comeback? I'd love to see him come back. I mean, that was probably one of the most successful marketing campaigns of any theme park. Mr. Six, this old man dancing. Yeah, some people find him creepy and that, but I find it entertaining. I got to get my picture taken with him in several Six Flags parks, and awesome. I'm glad they're bringing it back if that's the case. And I wonder what the Cedar Fair merger, how this is going to happen, if they're going to bring him into all the parks. Well, I mean, you know, we still don't know what's going on with the Cedar Fair merger, other than it's been approved. We're waiting to hear everything else. So, over at Kennywood, the renamed Potato Smash bumper cars were revealed to a group of enthusiasts this last week. The revamped bumper cars include potato-inspired artwork. Yes, artwork inspired by potatoes. Yeah. The original artwork, however, is behind there still. They're preserving the original artwork, so don't freak out if you're a fan of that. The park also showed off its new Carousel Burger Company restaurant in the former Johnny Rockets location. So, no more Johnny Rockets. They're making their own burgers. I saw some pictures of them. They look remarkable, the new burgers. And they also have those malts or shakes that are the latest craze at all the parks. Those really big shakes, and they got things piled on top of them, like a full donut and a Pop-Tart, you know, those type of things. Go along with it. Those are always good. And there's also a new Jeter's Pub offering 12 draft beers and snacks. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know. Do they serve alcohol anywhere in Kennywood? I don't recall. I really don't remember if they served alcohol anywhere else in the park there. Let me know in the comments down below if you know somewhere that does in there. And the Turtle is now receiving a major refurbishment, and it's looking good. I'm so glad the park is taking care of this classic ride. I'm pretty sure this is the last one left in existence. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any park has one. I think this is the last one, yeah. Well, they just refurbished the whole ride, and it's looking really good. And also, apparently, the Aerial 360 will once again flip riders head over hills. I guess that's been down for a while too. So, but that one's going to be going also. So that's good news. Over at Stricker's Grove, they're celebrating 100 years. Wow. For this little family park that you could rent out, 100 years. Who would have thunk? Congratulations to them. I mean, such a wonderful little park. If you ever had the chance to get there, get there. You will not be disappointed. It's got such charm. It's just a small park, and the only way to get in is to usually like company picnics, reserve. I think ACE, American Coaster Enthusiast, reserves it out for an event every year. And then they are open a few days a year to the public. They have public days, like 4th of July, I believe, is one of them. And that, so definitely check their website for those days. It's not too far from Kings Island, so if you're ever down in that area around 4th of July, get over there and check it out. They got the Tornado is such a great coaster. The Teddy Bear is a good family coaster, and just a good mixture of spinning rides and the food. If you've ever been there, if you like roasted corn, it will not disappoint. I mean, just the smell alone will lure you in. There we go. Family Kingdom Park down at Myrtle Beach has added 6 new rides, including one of those kind of like the Starflyer ride you see at Six Flags Park. They got one of those. They got the claw ride that goes back and forth. They have a new breakdance style ride, and a few kids rides are added to the park this year. They just opened, actually. And just also, a side note about that park too, parking. On the website, it still states it's $7 to park there, but apparently they're charging $15 to park. But you can park for, I think it's $2 an hour on the street around the park there, in the city street. So if you're going there, just to save you a few bucks here, park on the street for $2 in the meters. It's $2 an hour. You save you a few bucks if you're only planning on going in there for an hour or two, to hit the coasters. So yeah, that's all we have this week. Got lots of news. We have opening day coming up at several parks. We're going to be down at Kings Island, as I mentioned, for their opening weekend. We have Six Flags Chicago is going to be opening up here, I think the same weekend Kings Island does. We're going to be heading there as well. Cedar Point, of course, is coming up. Unfortunately, we won't be making it to the Eclipse event there. So if you guys are going to be down there, make sure you share some pictures on our Facebook page with us. I work during the week, and being at the Eclipse is on a Monday, I wasn't sure if I could get the day off or not to get down there. By the time I was able to find out if I could or not, ticket sales were already cut off. So unfortunately, I won't be able to make it down to that. But it looks like a great time, and they are opening up like that section of the park, the boardwalk. And I guess Gatekeeper, Mouse Coaster, and several of the flat spinning rides will be open, along with the boardwalk restaurant there too. So that looks to be a good time. So, but that's all we got for you this week. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. And if you already haven't subscribed, please do so. It really helps us out. We're trying to hit that magic 1,000 subscriber number. And that we're going to be, like I said, touring a lot of parks this summer. So including our West Coast trip. We went over that, I think, last blog or the blog before. So check that out if you'd like to know about that. But there's quite a few parks coming up on that trip. And we're doing a bunch on the East Coast this summer. And, of course, Kings Island, Cedar Point, Canada's Wonderland, all the parks in our area here as well. So that's all we have for you this week. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.